right, welcome back. Time for your business news now. With that, we join Chris McCusker. Good morning to you. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. How are you?
Excellent. It is Monday, and you are looking ahead to such a busy week ahead here. There's a lot going on.
Yes, I'm tired already. Let's put it that way.
Thinking about it. Okay, so we've got some big heavy hitters, earning reports.
Yes, so let's go through the list here, and I'm just going to name some of them, Mel. I can't name them all because we'll be here for a while. So Alphabet, CN Rail, McDonald's, Microsoft set to report tomorrow. On Wednesday, we hear from Loblaw, Meta, Spin Master. On Thursday, Amazon, Apple, CP Rail, and Synovus. Now, on top of that, we've also got an interest rate announcement in the U.S. on Wednesday. We are likely to see a 75 basis point hike. We're going to get U.S. GDP on Thursday and then Canadian GDP on Friday. Now, markets are coming off gains last week. The NASDAQ was the big winner, up by 3.3%. The TSX not far behind. It was up 3.2%. So if you're keeping track at home, Bay Street now down 10.5% so far this year. Not nearly as bad as what we're seeing in the U.S. The NASDAQ, the big loser on Wall Street, down 24% this year. The price for oil slightly higher this morning. It's still below $100. And all this recession talk continues to heat up. We had the U.S. Treasury Secretary over the weekend saying, I don't think we're going to see a recession. RBC on this side of the border saying we are likely to see a mild recession in Canada next year. It still remains an open question, and these earnings reports are really going to sort of tell the tale. Apple, as an example, I believe it was Morgan Stanley last week, said there's a possibility they could miss, but at the same time, we are also learning that there was a spike in iPhone shipments in China after the COVID lockdown started to be lifted. So it's really hard to say. There's a degree of uncertainty. We do have futures markets moving higher, so some optimism from investors heading into this very busy week.
Let's talk about Rogers, our parent company here at City TV, CityNews 680 as well. The conversations continue on not a repeat of what happened with this nationwide outage.
Yes, and yes, we would like to avoid that. So the Globe and Mail says it's gotten a look at a letter that the CEO, Tony Saffieri, is set to send to customers, which outlines $10 billion in spending over the next 3 years to make sure we do not see a repeat of July the 8th. Of course, millions left without internet and cell service, along with 911. The paper says this open letter explains that there is a formal agreement that's now being worked on with other wireless carriers, which would allow them to switch to other carriers if there are problems. Rogers spending this $10 billion on testing and oversight along with artificial intelligence in order to improve reliability. And this letter also outlines that the networks would be separated to ensure any future problems would not impact both services. Now, the House of Commons Industry Committee set to hold hearings today about that Rogers outage. And as you mentioned, Rogers is the parent company of this radio station and of CityNews.
Yes. And finally for you, Chris, I guess a sigh of relief for some people who are on edge thinking about what's going to happen with WestJet. A tentative deal reached, this is Vancouver and Calgary.
Correct. And this is one less thing for those traveling with WestJet to worry about, because air travelers have a lot of problems, a lot of things to worry about nowadays. Although I'm hearing it's really sporadic. It depends. It just depends. Some people having problems, other people not so much. But WestJet has reached this tentative labor deal with the union representing hundreds of workers at the Calgary and Vancouver airports. The airline and the union announcing this deal last night, just days before nearly 800 baggage and customer service staff were set to walk off the job. Neither side disclosing specific terms of the tentative deal, which is still subject to ratification.
Chris, have you traveled at all? I'm just curious in the last year. Okay. Or you're purposely trying to avoid it?
Well, A, I don't like flying, so that's a problem.
Well, that's,
and B, you know, there are still COVID worries for me. But no, I don't know, purposely avoiding it. It's just, it's not a thing that would normally be on my radar, but it's even less so right now.
That's fair. That is totally fair. And I'll look for a lot of people.
Have you traveled?
I've traveled 3 times since March.
Okay.
All different scenarios. But I've been lucky. I know I'm one of the lucky ones that hasn't had major issues. So, knock on wood, I've got another one coming up in August. That might change.
Well, yeah, I mean, odds might not be in your favor, but who knows? I mean, again, these experiences I'm hearing, really random. Like,
Yes.
I heard about someone going to Greece, breeze, absolute, no problem, nothing. And then you hear about, like, Ottawa to Toronto.
Right.
Big problems.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah,
case by case.
random.
Let's hope this improves. I think we all want that. Chris, as always,
Yes,
a pleasure.
yes.
We'll talk to you again same time tomorrow.
Have a great day. Enjoy the less humid air.
I will. Oh, I will. Thank you.